Oh shit. Is it okay? Well, at least I don't have all the fucking trash I have as pants, but it is what it is, man. I'm in my house. I'm live. The dog is awake, and he's being messy as fuck. Yeah. All right. Hey, I wasn't ready to stop hanging out. Victory begins in the garden, so I thought I'd come say hello. Hey, y'all. Um, so first of all, I am wearing. I'm so excited about this. I'm wearing Abby Williamson's merch. I just got it in the mail today, and I'm like, fuck yes! I love it. Like I just love this shirt. It's so fucking badass. I'll have to like link her channel because as soon as she brought this out, I was like, that's my life right there, y'all. That is my life. It's such a like kind of I guess like an alternative rowdy. Hey Kelsey, I texted you this time. Don't get mad. I kind of filmed this, but I was like, yeah, it's not very exciting, like the look. So I was like, listen, I love this shirt. Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, I gotta have it. So my mother was kind enough because all my tax money got eaten up by student loans. So my mother like sent me some extra fun cash and thank you, Kara, for linking her channel. So yeah, and I wanted to take a picture with me like wearing the shirt. I don't care if my face is in things, like my face is all right. So I thought it would be fun if I legit had I love it. It's so fucking cute. It's totally my vibe. And what I love about her merch is it's like not YouTube specific. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if I ever had merch, it would not be YouTube specific. It would be something that you could wear. You know what I mean? And then you wouldn't have to explain it to people who don't watch YouTube. Does that make sense? Like you wouldn't have to be like, oh, or like whatever. You would just be able to say like whatever. Hey, Sade. Yes. So here's the funny thing. I was watching Nappy like T's live stream, and I was like, "No, don't end yet. I'm still awake." So before I get into the movie part, I wanted to tell you guys, it has been very, very stressful because I've had to go to work. Like I don't have an option. I don't have a choice. Like I have to go to work. Yes, is there an option for me to stay home? Yeah, but like not to get paid and stay home. Like I can stay home and be like, I'm just trying to stay safe. But I have an apartment and I have Beau Bear. I literally have to I have to make money and be able to pay for the things, I'm still getting notifications, that shit's due. Like I just got my one like, hey, guess what? Your internet bill is coming due. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. So it's just like, I have to go out. So essentially what's happened is I got very, very, for those of you that don't know, I have been extremely stressed out because of going to work, not for fear of contracting Miss Rona, none of that. The fear, like the stress is actually in going into the city, and the city is just dead. There's nothing happening. It is a ghost town. The restaurants are closed, like everything. Like I can literally count the people when I look down. Like I can be like, oh, there's 2 people on the street. And I've never really been able to do that. Normally you look out and there's just so many people and so much stuff moving. So the stress of just trying to act like everything's normal when I go to work just finally came crashing down on me. And then my allergies kind of kicked in, which I normally don't have a lot of problems with them anymore, but my allergies kicked in and I started coughing and I started getting like massively stressed about the cough because it started on Thursday. And I was like, wow, fuck, I'm dying. Like, I'm a hypochondriac at times, guys, a straight hypochondriac. So I was like freaking out. I was having a whole ordeal. And then like the stress of it finally just knocked me down. And when I tell you I basically slept all day today, I am not lying. I literally slept almost all day. I was too stressed out to like I didn't realize how stressed out I was until all of that. So yeah, it's been rough because I'm going to work and I'm going into the city and I'm seeing how empty it is, and it's just a nightmare. And it just hits home how real everything is. And then on top of that stress, I have the added stress of not being able to find food that I can eat in the grocery store. So for those of you that don't know, I have endometriosis, and they very much suspect that it's in my bowel because I have so many problems eating. This is about to get TMI, but there's only like 8 of us here, so I'm gonna tell you what's up. So my endometriosis is possibly in my bowel because virtually every time I eat, it I get the poops. I get a lot of massive poops. So it's pretty stressful. And then to know that I go to the grocery store and it's like everything that I normally eat that manages that and keeps me from like having immediate diarrhea it's fucking sucks. And I'm just like, these people never bought jasmine rice. Never. And now all they're like, I literally eat almost the same thing every day. I eat like jasmine rice with either a tuna or turkey sausage. And I usually make like a rice, like goulash basically. And I eat that every day. And like these people who never bought jasmine rice, they've bought up all the rice. I don't have any rice to get. So it's just, it fucking sucks. That's what's pissing me off is I go in the store and like, you assholes took like everything that I could eat. And like, there's nothing left for me. And like my delicate stomach won't handle it. So I'm going to see what you guys are saying right quick. Kara, your face was in that video though. Was it? I didn't think it was because I just saw like this part of my body when I took the photo. Yeah, I'm trying to be safe, Kara. And Kelsey, I know it's got to stress you out because I know you're like me, anxiety ball. So good evening, caffeine and sarcasm. It is fucking eerie to go into town. I know. It's like so far from reality. It hits you in the face. So sorry you're struggling. Thank you, inside the makeup drawer. Thank you. It's really rough. Oh, all the people in this house 24/7 is about to crash over here. I feel you. I slept till 1:30. I completely understand. I have bowel endo too. I can't eat white carbs because of it. See, inside the makeup drawer. Thank you. So for those of you that don't know, when it's on your bowel, like the only way to get rid of it is an extremely risky surgery that costs a shit ton of money. And there's probably like 5 doctors in the world who can do it, which means that's a lot of money. And so I just deal with it and it just makes it. And inside the makeup drawer, do you have issues where like you can't, like, this is why you eat like the same damn food every fucking day? And people are just like, do you ever get tired of it? No, I don't. I can't. My sleep pattern is off. Shade, I know a lot of people are feeling that. Currently dealing with this. Still no sleep. My pooping schedule's off too. It's all a mess. Do you have any Asian markets near you? I'm trying to find one. I feel the same. I just wanted whole grain pasta and had a white pasta lasagna. And damn, the stomach ache. Thank you. Mascara cakes, your music video had your face. It did. Did you see? You get to see young me. I also have rheumatoid arthritis with my endo, so I have tummy issues and I'm on low. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I feel sorry for the grocery store employee who have to deal with the public. Yes, they're having a whole ass mess. Dose chemo, methotrexate, so I am a mess. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I have injections to help manage it, but it still fucking sucks. Oh my God, yes, pesto and whole grain pasta every goddamn day because people are stupid and racist. I bet they have your rice at an Asian market. Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to hop up tomorrow at like a decent-ish time and see if I can hit an Asian market. Did y'all see this highlight? It was like bouncing bitches. All right, so hi, Emily. Emily, check it out. What? Don't tell Abby. Abby doesn't even know who I am, but I wear her merch. Like, I love Abby because she's super smart. Like, y'all young people are smart as fuck, and I'm just over here like, I like crackers and cheese. So yeah, it came in the mail today, and I was like, I just got notification that it shipped like Friday, and then I was like, oh, okay, it's already here. So y'all also with ordering stuff online, I'm going to tell you this as someone who is in logistics. This is what I'm going to tell you. One, A lot of stores are not receiving non-essential products. Okay. So did you just lick my titty? Anyways, a lot of stores are not, like even your regular grocery, all of that shit, they're not receiving non-essential products. So things that are not essential, they are not receiving a lot of those items in. Obviously, food is essential, but a lot of the little things that you may not think of, like razors potentially, or some drink sodas, some of this stuff is not going to be considered an essential item, so it won't be received in. That being the case, when you're ordering online, I know with Amazon, people get tempted very much to hit that one tap buy. Please don't do that right now. Now is the time for you, whatever you order from, gather all of your things, think it through, y'all, and then order it all at one time. It's going to make it easier for the people who work there to be able to get your entire order all packaged up and shipped to you, rather than bunches and bunches of tiny orders. So there's that. And so, damn girl, yo, Emily, Kara, a lot of Amazon products are out of stock. Yes, that's true. Fuck Amazon in general, though. Hate Amazon. I don't hate Amazon. But here's why. Here's what I'm going to explain to you. Amazon is basically they take the hate, so that way people do not know that all the other warehouses, everybody else is operating just like Amazon. So it's a cloak and dagger system, basically. Amazon takes the heat because they're the big dog. So what they're going to do is they're going to take the heat so that nobody knows that Walmart operates that way, so that nobody knows Ulta operates that way, so that nobody knows that all of these places operate exactly the same. So essentially Amazon takes that hit and they take all the shit, but every single one of the, like, it's, as far as I'm aware, with the exception maybe one, but most of the warehouses operate exactly the same. They operate just like Amazon, but people don't know it, and Amazon lets it be that way on purpose. That is purposefully done. It is done so that you don't know that everything you order, the people there are treated the same way. Almost every warehouse has some kind of point system or some kind of PTO system, some kind of voluntary time off. Like, they all have a system. And basically what they've done is Amazon takes it on the chin because everybody ships through Amazon. Virtually everyone. If you want to get your goods shipped, everybody ships through Amazon. Even like brands that you like, clothing brands, they'll ship through Amazon. They do, because they know, like, Amazon makes the world go round, and they also know that they can't meet the same shipping deadlines that Amazon can. So they will take that shit on the chin. And Amazon's going to take it on the chin, and they don't care. Because one, they know that they're going to get the business regardless, right? They know this. They're fully aware of what's going to happen there. They know, here's what's going to happen. You might be like, Amazon, I hate Amazon, blah, blah, blah. I'm not ordering from Amazon. And you could, like, so for instance, if you go to, like, sometimes people think they're ordering from the store, like, all the time when they order online, right? So you go online to, let's say you go to like Tarte.com. We're just going to use that. I'm not saying that this is Tarte, disclaimer, but if you go onto Tarte.com, you think you're ordering from Tarte, and to a degree you are, but a lot of these companies work through third-party warehouses. So your shit is still being shipped from someone else. Does that make sense? So like, it's still being shipped from someone else, and they may be following like all of the Tarte guidelines, but it doesn't mean that it's coming directly from a Tarte factory. Does that make sense? This is even more apt right now in memory of when I cared than it was the first time I had it. Like, I'm like, but like, the thing about Amazon is just part and parcel of the systemic problem in America with how we view business. And I meant to be talking about a horror film, but I'm going to talk about this right quick. How we do business in America has never been clearer than what we're going through right now, with people still going to work, not even people just like me, just people in general still going to work. And like Hannah from Smoky Glow and her fiance, even though she hates that word, were talking about on their podcast, The Middle Ground, you know, where does it stop though? Where do we stop saying you don't have to pay? And it's not even that people don't want to pay. It's that, like, we really shouldn't be in a position where we should have to worry about paying bills. Your job should still just pay you. It's money they set aside any fucking way. This is what gets me. This money is set aside. When you start work at a job, if you take any accounting, know this. If you start at a job, it doesn't matter where the fuck you start. If you start there, they already have built in the amount of money that you're going to make for that year. They already have that set aside for their shit. So there's zero reason for these companies to be being dicks, being like, oh, well, you know, since you're not working, fuck you, dude. We'd all be at work if there wasn't a global pandemic. Give us our fucking money. Pay us. You have the money. You know you were gonna pay me anyway. If it wasn't for this, I would be at work. I would be at work doing work. You have it set aside. What the fuck is the problem? It's just like when they have like companies that do have sick time. When people do call in sick, it's really fucked up. They act crazy because I'm like, bitch, you already knew you were paying them 5 days of sick time. So who gives a fuck if they use it and how they're using it? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they wanted to just be like, I don't fucking feel like going to work today. I want to go to the beach. Let them go to the beach. You already had it set aside. You already knew you were going to pay them that money. So this is dumb. This whole thing is dumb. It's dumb to me that people aren't getting paid. And we're really seeing how our capitalistic society and the free market is not working, because the free market isn't free. We say that all the, like they keep talking about like if the free market really worked when the banks were acting like crazy assholes in 2006 when everything crashed, we would have let them fall. That's how a free market actually works. You would have been like, well, shit didn't go well for you. So sorry, but we didn't. But when it comes to taking care of the people, they're like, no, that's okay. I mean, you're not working. No, sorry. I'm so sorry. And we just get fucked over repeatedly. And we're continuously getting fucked over every time we turn around. And, you know, I said this last, you look at people who are trying to have different careers outside of the corporate bullshit. When you're looking at people trying to make a career out of YouTube, which I have theories on YouTube, but when you look at people trying to make careers out of YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, it's not because they want quick money, because this isn't a quick money job. Like doing YouTube is a fucking grind. You have to work your ass off to get anywhere on YouTube. You can't just slack and do whatever. You have to work your ass off. But the thing is, people don't want to work for these corporations anymore. You don't want to get fucked like that. There's no way to have a retirement plan with a company. How are you supposed to retire? These are things that they don't care about and they don't consider, and they leave us feeling like little pieces of shit behind in the dirt. And we're just sitting there like, so yeah, people are trying to find other ways to make money and work for themselves rather than be dragged down by corporations. And this is really highlighting why people don't want to work for companies anymore. Because at least like the people who actually like their money, they're making it from YouTube. Not saying, oh, they're going to be okay, but I'm saying they're in a better position because their job is already being at home. Their job is making videos. So they're going to be able to just keep going and make their money, especially now. Actually, they're really going to probably be doing really well right now, but they're going to be doing okay. But those of us who have, you know, jobs that we have to go to, and granted, yes, there are jobs you have to go to. I get that. I'm not a moron. I'm not over here like, we should all work from home. But the fact that these companies are literally trying to make people feel like garbage for like not being able to come in, and I have to drive all the way out there. It's very stressful. And like my company doesn't make me feel like garbage. My company is actually very, very awesome. They're amazing. The people I work for are just phenomenal. They're honest and they're great and they're fantastic. But because it's logistics and we're all new, that's the only reason we're not working from home. I know that they're very cognizant of what's happening. And I know also that if they didn't have 4 new people right now, they would be like, everybody just home and work from home. They would let us work from home. But since we're all new, they don't want us to be like fumbling shit because we're doing shit that makes the world go around at this point. We're getting shit delivered. So that's where that is. So I'm coming in for the comments, and then we're going to talk about the collection. Oh, fuck Walmart too. Oh, victory begins in the garden. You're still on a low buy spree. Good. Point systems are trash. I wish companies would do away with that bullshit. I do too. Scare cakes. I order from them. LOL, but I don't like it. Same. I dislike Bezos and his practices. They call it marketplace. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Yeah, every time someone says the system is broke, I'm like, no, the system of capitalism is working just like they want it to. Exactly, Emily. It is working exactly like they want it to. The rich are going to stay rich and the poor are going to stay poor. And the poorer we are, the less likely we are to be able to have anything to say about what's going on in the world because we're trying to make a living. We're too broke to say anything. Oh, y'all, I preach, amen. They like their handouts, but mad that people get food stamps. Victory begins in the garden? Yes. Yes, ma'am. They do enjoy that shit. My son keeps performing a song he made up called Clap, Clap, Clap. I think he wrote that for you. Kara, that's funny. The U.S. government had $1.5 trillion to throw to the banks last week for what the fuck's sake, while the citizens are drowning in bills and debt. Exactly, Emily. Kara, America bailing out anyone that's not American citizens is fucking bullshit. Also, I really wonder if YouTube AdSense is going to be higher in March. I really wonder how it's shaking out. I do too. Permanent underclass. Yes, that is on purpose. That is design. Most of us live paycheck to paycheck while working our fucking asses off. Yes, Kelsey, we do. So the design of the system is very much, if you look at, so I'm going to be 40. If you look at things that happened, you look back in times where people could protest and really make change, right? And I think that is one of the reasons why I oftentimes struggle, because I've seen how difficult it is for people to actually get up and protest and say something because of the movements that happened in the 60s and 70s, and people were really able to like push change and make shit happen in a way that hadn't really been done before. You see that laws were made about like public gatherings and all this stuff. Basically, they've worked hard to silence us. Do you know what I mean? They don't want us to gather in places and groups and be upset and be angry and try to enact change. But they can't, like, well, I mean, they can, but they have difficulty shutting down social media and all that kind of stuff because we're still able to talk about it and we're still able to try to enact change in any way possible. So we're just left in these positions where what they've done is set up a system where only the educated are going to make it anywhere and only the rich and educated are going to be okay, right? Because you can get educated, like COS here, she is educated. She talks about having to work in a warehouse as well. And people don't realize that there's people working in warehouses with fucking PhDs, like no joke. There are people working in warehouses who have high ass degrees, and they're working there because when the economy crashed, all they had was packer. You know what I mean? Like all they had was packer picker. They didn't have the supervisor positions. And if you didn't have logistics experience, they weren't going to give you that job unless you were military, like ex-military. So you were kind of stuck in these weird positions where it's like you have a degree and yet you can't get a job. So all of that to say, the system is very much set up for us to never succeed. We're not supposed to go much higher. We're supposed to continue struggling. Like that's really it. Because if we were supposed to get better and be better and do better, then our actual wages would have increased with the cost of living. And it hasn't, right? It hasn't. Everything around you is more expensive. And being in Texas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I'm going to tell you, apartments, the cost for an apartment is high as fuck because all of these warehouses come here, by the way, because there's a shit ton of land to build on. And everybody who lives in Texas has the same saying, which is like, they're always building. They're always building. They don't like empty space and they build everything. They just build everything on top of it. But yeah. You have the pants too? Oh, well, let me grab my eye drops right quick. Hold on. Bo Bear, what are you doing? We already did the poops. Where did I put them? Okay, sorry. For those of y'all that don't know, I have like massively dry eyes. So I'm always having to like, Bo, get on the other side, bro. Remember what we did last night where you got on the other side? I love him so much. But he's being extra as fuck for no reason. He's just being extra as fuck for no reason. Hi, baby. My boyfriend has a creative writing and liberal arts degree, and he has been looking for a job since he left uni, and he's autistic, so they don't hire him when he is so desperate to work. Oh my gosh. I have had 3 different doctor specialist asked me to get tested for that, for autism. I won't do it, not because of anything, like not because I'm ashamed, but because it's not going to do anything for me right now at 40. So I just don't care. I'm like, okay. Kerosene! I am. I finally could put makeup on because my sty is almost completely gone. And it was caused by the eyeliner, so I'm good there. So I don't have any eyeliner underneath here. Y'all keep me accountable there. Yes, he will probably be the most hardworking out of them all because he's so hungry for it. I've been a big burn it to listen. If y'all know this song, it's like, hey, my please. Like that, just because he gets really into it where he's like, fuck all these gun-toting hip gangster wannabes. All right. So anyways, I am a burn it down person. Please don't like be upset for me, but don't come for me. Here's the thing. I feel like and I felt this for a long time, that the whole thing just needs to start over. It just needs to start over. Like, can we just reset this bitch? Burn the motherfucker down, right? Like, I just get so like there are just times where I'm just looking at everything. I'm just like, let it all burn. Speaking of letting it all burn, I wanted to talk about, because I'm a horror movie fucking fanatic. So there is a movie called The Collector, and I heart this movie with 100%. The thing about this movie is it's very relevant to kind of right now, right? It's not a zombie movie, but it's relevant to right now. It's also not The Purge, still relevant to right now. The thing about The Collector is it's a movie about a man who's made some choices. And I want to make sure you get this right, because there's one part, like I always forget that I'm not clear on because I get so into the movie itself. Let me look here right quick before I get crazy. So this movie came out in 2009. It's got Josh Stewart in it. And if you don't know who Josh Stewart is, if you watch Criminal Minds, he was JJ's husband, boyfriend from Louisiana. His Louisiana accent was pretty garbage, but that's okay. So essentially what it is this guy is super desperate to repay a debt, and he's an ex-con. And so what he's going to do is he plans a heist at his new employer's home. He's like this handyman or whatever. And so what he thinks he's going to do is he's going to go over there, he's going to get into their safe, and he's going to have the money. He's going to repay this debt, because I'm pretty sure it's loan sharks that he has this debt to. So he's like telling his wife that he has this debt, he's got to get it paid. And he's like, okay, here we go. So he has a daughter as well, and he goes to break into this house. And as he's breaking into the house, he notices that there's someone else in the house. And at first he thinks it's just the owners, but then he realizes it's not. And he realizes that his employers are now trapped in this house with this murderer. And he thinks like, okay, I'm just going to go. And like at first, his first thought is, I'm just going to go. And this is why I think it's relevant, because he's thinking to himself, I'm just going to go. I should just get the fuck out of here. But then he realizes that like they're home, they're going to get fucked up. And he can't just call the police, right? Because if he calls the police, he's going to have to explain why he's in their house. Wine break. If he calls the police, this is going to be spoilers as fuck, but he's going to have to explain why he's in the house. He can't just call the police and be like, yo, police, bro, come out the other side, bro. It's all come. Thank you. Come this way. So he realizes he's got to try to rescue this family. But what he doesn't realize when he's trying to do this is that this is not a regular other criminal in this house. This dude has built a full-on like death trap in this house where you can't escape. And it is, hey, Barry, we're talking about The Collector. And it is I'm not going to go into like every aspect of it, but he runs into this chest. Like there's this big ass chest sitting there, and he's like, what the fuck? And he opens it, and there's a person inside, and they're like, whoa! And they're like freaking out. They're like, no. And this is when he realizes he has stepped off in some serious ass shit, because he's realizing that like he's trying to save this family and all of this stuff. And I don't want to get super crazy into it, but he tries to rescue the family. He's mostly unsuccessful at rescuing them, but when he runs into all these traps, like you couldn't just open the door and get the fuck out of this house. That was not where you were anymore. But for me, the cool thing about that movie was that he was going there to do something for his family, which is, you know, to me, like just hits home as an American so much, because there are Americans like in prison right now who are always doing these kinds of things. They're out there literally robbing banks, and like not really banks, but like robbing, you know, stores and all of this stuff, because they have needs for their families. Like the reason he took out this loan with this loan shark is because he has a wife and a child. And then the loan shark wants the fucking money back. And he thought he had these other things in line. He's trying to go straight, and he thinks he's going to make it, but it's not in time. Like it's never in time. So you know, let me see if it's on Netflix right now. But it is, because like I know it was on Netflix for a period of time, but I don't know if it still is. And he's basically in this race of like against all of the things that you're supposed to be doing. You know, you're supposed to be working hard, which he's trying to do. He gets out of prison. He's trying to do the straight and narrow shit. But this loan comes up to haunt him, and his wife knows who he is. That's the thing. She knows who he is. So she's not sitting there all like, she knows who he is. She knows about his life. She loves him regardless. And I think it is on Netflix. Oh shit. So I'm gonna try to do this Netflix party thing, and I don't know how to like invite people to it. So like I downloaded all the shit, but I don't know how it works yet. So we can watch this movie. And then there's also The Collection, which is a follow-up to this. But the way that everything's set up, like for me, the beautiful part about this movie is, well, not beautiful, I guess the sad part about it, but to me it's beautiful in the storytelling. Some people don't like that, but I feel like it's a very American film. It is a very American way of life film where you're watching. Bye, Kara. So I just do a link and people can join it. What? Okay, I'm going to try that in a second. Yes, we can make it the first movie. Yes, because this movie is really, really good. And I think what I really enjoy about it, like I said, is it speaks to if y'all don't watch horror, like if you're not a horror lover or you're afraid or horror movies freak you out, here's one thing I want to tell you about horror movies. They are deeply rooted. A lot of horror movies, not all of them, but a large amount of them are deeply rooted in political climate and things that are happening right now. So for instance, Hostel is very much rooted in, like at that time, we had a lot of weird things going on with like American backpackers and all this stuff. And the way that Americans behave overseas, which can make them targets and not wanted. And so like when you watch the beginning of Hostel, you can really see it, that they're very like, American, I'm American. And you could see that behavior, like, but I'm an American. What could happen to me? And that's one of the cool things about Hostel 1 and Hostel 2 is actually really good. Like I didn't like it the first time I watched it, but then now that I've rewatched it, I really like it. I like how it plays out. It's just fucking phenomenal. So definitely, Barry, we'll do that. I'm gonna see if I can, because I got a feeling that Monday is gonna bring some very interesting shit, and I might be home more. So yeah, we'll be doing that. But I think it would be. I already got the plug-in. But you have to have a desktop to do it. I'm sorry, Kelsey, if you don't have a desktop. You have to have a desktop. And if I had a computer, I would totally send it. If I had like a spare laptop, I would send it to Kelsey like right this fucking second. Like right this second. Ooh, you joined one last night? Okay, cool. Yay, I'm very excited. So the thing about like The Collector, like I said, like a lot of horror movies, that's where I was. A lot of horror movies are very deeply rooted in political climate. Like people don't realize that like George A. Romero, I don't know. The thing that I saw said you couldn't, but if you can, Emily, then that'll be badass. I might have like old school bullshit. Ooh, the old school Resident Evil game. Oh my God. You know what? That's a funny thing, Barry. I can't play horror games. I love horror, but I cannot play a horror game. It stresses me out to the point where I'm like, fucking turn this off. Turn it off. Can't handle it. But like people don't know about George A. Romero that like a lot of his zombie movies, like almost all of them, were direct comments on American society and how it was working. If you like Night of the Living Dead, if you watch that, you know, there's like the survivor, the lone survivor is a black guy. And before they were ever surviving in other horror films, he did. But the comment here was that he still got killed in the end by the bad guy. Consumerism. I love horror movies and games, but don't get scared easily. This game scared the crap out of me. It's the most recent one, not like the first RE games. Ooh. You know what scared the absolute shit out of me, Barry? And I was not expecting it to, was The Boy. But the reason it scared me was the twist. And I was not expecting that. And it gave me the fucking creeps for like days. The Autopsy of Jane Doe gave me some massive like Candyman. When the first time I watched Candyman, what is that movie called? The Lord of something. Barry, what is that movie called? It's a Clive Barker movie. Lord of something. I'm gonna look it up. Clive Barker movies. Lord of Illusion. That movie, even now, even with its super, like, even though it's like shippy, even though it's shitty, like to look at visually right now, Lord of Illusion, just gives me the creeps. And then I love Midnight Meat Train. If you guys have not seen Midnight Meat Train, I think Bradley Cooper's in it. Is that Bradley Cooper? I think it is. I think it is. Yes, they are remaking Candyman. I hope they stay true to what it was. And I'm pretty sure that what's his face is gonna still be Todd is gonna still be in it. Midnight Meat Train is honestly one of the best horror films I have ever seen, ever. Lily Sobieski? I think so. Like, whatever happened to Lily Sobieski? Like, I always ask that, and then I look it up, and then I know what happened to her, and I completely forget it. What is the first horror movie that I remember watching in childhood? Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Still my all-time favorite. One of my all-time favorite horror films. But it's because, when I went to USC, I was studying film. I actually went for international relations, went to one class, was like, I have no fucking clue what's happening, and was like wandering around and wanted to change my major to film. But I started reaching a point where I was like, I'm just not going to spend all this money for film. And I felt very nervous about it. I wish I had, like now looking back, I wish I had because I love film. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre, if you watch, first of all, that was shot, it was hot. It was hot. They all brought their own clothes. A lot of horror movies in general are shot on a very low budgets and all this stuff. But the original the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a masterpiece. It's a fucking masterpiece because if everything that happens with the weird hitchhiker happens in the first scene, like the first kill of the movie. If you watch that, it's amazing. It's like literally amazing. And to see that storytelling done like that, like it's very rare that somebody can do that well, but they literally set you up for the first kill with what's happening with the hitchhiker. Like it's phenomenal. Fucking kills me. My mother-in-law accidentally let Aspen watch Chucky when she was about 4 years old. She still won't play with dolls. Girl, she shouldn't play with dolls. Dolls are the devil. Dolls are evil. Hello. You should never have dolls. Spirits get into dolls. Fact. Evil spirits get into dolls. The bit in Insidious with the demon behind the demonologist still scares the shit out of me. It's amazing. Yeah, so here's the thing about Insidious. Why I love that movie so much is because if you suffer from sleep paralysis, which I do, and it is the scariest thing, but if you suffer from sleep paralysis, there is a sense that you are floating out of your body, and which I actually, Wiccan girl here, but I do feel like I am going places. And when they really talked about like going too far, like out of your body, I was like, no. So Insidious, like that fucked me up. Fucked me all the way up. Poltergeist was your first horror. I was 3. Fucked me right up. God. Yes. So Poltergeist made a lot of us afraid of clowns. It wasn't actually it was Poltergeist because she had that clown doll. That clown doll is what fucking creeped me out. I was like, nope, no thank you. Fuck this clown doll. No. No. Here. No, it's right here. It's right here. Here's where it is. You want it? I don't know why he's so weird like that. Yeah, so like, and this is actually why I want to start a horror group of like people who like love horror, like all horror. And because I think I was talking about a little bit and I got off track last night, but I'm in a Facebook group and it's a horror group, but there's so many horror elitists who just like hate everything. They hate it all. And it just gets annoying after a while because it's just like, is there anything you guys like that isn't Wolfman, like isn't Night of the Living Dead? Like that's all that they like. They only like the oldest possible movie and like everything else. And then they'll be like, well, I just wish they'd come up with something new. And when someone does come up with something new, like The Boy, they fucking hate it. They're like, ugh, it's terrible. It's terrible. They hate every remake. They hate everything. And it just gets to where I'm not having a good time watching horror movies. Lily Sobieski. I don't know why here's the problem with Lily Sobieski is that like I think her whole hype was that she looked like Helen Hunt. I think that was it. She looked like Helen Hunt. My brother took me to the stairs where they shot a scene for Exorcist. Yes, you can actually, I think they're doing a whole thing right now where you can actually finally stay the night in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house that they filmed in. Typically you can't even like get too close to that house. Speaking of bad horror movies, which I don't know why this is considered a horror movie, but it shows up on my Shudder and it's called Tammy and the T-Rex. Oh my God, you guys, it has Denise Richards in it and the late Paul Walker. It is, are you okay, baby? Don't, he's humping. I don't know why. Stop it. I don't know why you got weird. Don't hump. You're fixed. But that movie is fucking hilarious. It kills me. Like I keep watching it because it is so fucking funny. It is so funny. I cannot stand. It is hilarious from start to finish. Denise Richards is in it, just being sexy. I guess like that's her thing. She's just sexy. And then Paul Walker, the late Paul Walker, is in it. He's an animatronic T-Rex at some point. Don't be giving me side eye. Y'all, do you see the massive side eye he was giving me? This boy. Stop. Are you okay? No, don't be stepping on everything. Okay. Don't. What are you doing? Hold on. I have not yet seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space, but what I love about horror is like, first of all, like people want to talk shit about horror, but do you know how many like big ass actors, like huge actors right now? Oh, with the humping, stop. He's only recently started doing this. I don't know why. That are in horror movies. Like Jennifer Aniston was in Leprechaun. Johnny Depp was in A Nightmare on Elm Street. The chick who plays JJ on Criminal Minds, she was in a Wishmaster movie. Like, he was side-eyeing me, wasn't he? He was giving me like, okay, I really tried with the Paranormal Activity. I just get so bored. Fucking Tremors! Caffeine and sarcasm. Yes. Tremors is one of my favorites. I love Tremors. Like, do all y'all see is like my floating ass head? I'm going to scooch out because I feel like ridiculous. Fergie was in Monster of the Closet. Yes. What was his name? Steven. Ooh. Like, oh gosh. Stephen Dorff was in the Gate when he was young. He plays the super sexy short vampire in Blade. And he was also in what is that movie? He was in this movie like it was like an anarchist movie in the 90s when we actually had independent films. Let me find out. Stephen Dorff. Like, he was so fine. Did anybody else like just have like a massive thing for Stephen Dorff? Because I wanted to just ride his face. Okay. Even though he was like 4 feet tall. Let me see. Let me see what movie, like, what was that movie called? So fucking what? SFW. He was in that anarchist movie. Oh my gosh, I miss my like 90s indie films, guys. I fucking miss him. He is hot. Yes. And I always feel like some kind of way because I never have enough like men of color, but what people don't think about is like my age. So growing up, because people will say that to me and I've like gotten shit for it before. And I'm just like, okay, but you don't understand that when I was growing up, people of color really weren't on TV. Like you had Denzel Washington, and that's who you, and Bill Cosby. Like that, those are who you chose from. You didn't have like a whole plethora like I have now. I have a plethora. I don't like Shamar Moore, even though everybody thinks Shamar Moore is super hot. I don't like him because he's way too pretty and his eyebrows are certainly way better than mine. I can't have that in my life. Barry. On a good day. But on a good day, I'm 23. I'm 23 in my mind. Like, I still behave like a 4-year-old. I still like laugh at inappropriate things. Like me and my mom is hilarious. Okay. So my poor mom was driving around with me and I'm hangry. And she's trying to like help me. And I'm just snapping at her at every turn. And she said something to me. I was like, no, Mom, I'm trying to do this. She was just like, baby, you're hangry. I was like, I know, Mama, I'm sorry. It's like literally the only time Mom will handle me snapping at her is because I'm hungry. And that is why I'm single. I'd climb Shamor like a goddamn tree. Kara, really? No. Listen, here's the thing. If this shit actually gets serious, if Miss Rona gets serious, I need to start an Ed Sheeran campaign. I want to have sex with Ed Sheeran. Done. I want to. I don't want anybody to say any shit. I don't want you to talk shit about me. I want to have sex with Ed Sheeran. I feel like he would whisper, I feel like he'd be very naughty. I feel like he'd be very naughty. I feel like Ed Sheeran is a freak. I just feel like Ed Sheeran is freaky. And I want to experience it. I want to ride the Ed Sheeran train. Come on, ride the train and ride it. Woo, woo. Y'all, this wine. Oh, wait. And also Isla Fisher. I want to, ooh, can I twofer? Anyways, you enjoy that, Audra. Thanks, Emily. I feel like he'd do a jig and click his heels like a leprechaun. No, Kara, I think he would be a freak. I think that Ed Sheeran would have like handcuffs. I feel like he would have a spread eagle thing for his bed. His like, I just feel like he'd be like, and into butt stuff. Anyways, he is hiding a deep-seated kinky side. I agree, Caffeine and Sorry. I think that there is a full-on freak on there, and I want to find out. I don't care that he's like, how old is he? Like 22? I'm still going to get it. Well, I mean, his voice does melt my soul. So, y'all, I don't know why Bo is humping my leg right now. Bo, please stop it. I can't. I'm just leaving it out there because I don't know what else to do at this point. Oh, it's out. Put it away. Okay, we're good now. Sex, swing, and puppets. You're damn right. Isla Fisher. Now that I get, yes, she's hot. She's hot. Dude, I still have numbness from handcuffs. Kara, I told you. Okay, so first of all, if you're gonna do impact play, you need to go to impact sites and get proper equipment. Proper. I want to hear a future story of how you pegged Ed Sheeran. Girl, I ain't pegging nobody. I'm not trying to do that kind of work. Oh, okay. So Kelsey just hit on a point. She said all this kinky talk is getting hot and bothered. Real talk, y'all. Your girl is having some. I need this gentleman at Walmart had with blue eyes. I don't know that he was even particularly attractive. His eyes were just sparkly. If my mom wasn't there with me at the Walmart, I would have been telling her, let's go get quarantined. Let's quarantine together for like 4 hours and then you can go. What are we talking about here? Oh, let's see what else is my name. Oh, God, boy. We're talking about how we're all getting a little horny. It's like because I can't it's ruining my life. It's like the S word. I think you can say Saxberry. It's okay. You could have spelled it out. 4 hours, child. Oh no, that's with breaks, Kelsey. That's with breaks. It's only like 10 minutes. And then I need like, a nap and some food. And then I got to let that digest. Then I got to poop. Then I got to take a shower and then go again. That's how that works. I don't understand that whole thing. That's why, but honestly, that's why I don't mess around with young dudes anymore, like young people in general, because they think that we want to do it forever. And I'm like, listen, no, 10 minutes. What are you doing? Like, that's how I feel. I stopped messing with them because I started getting mad because I was like I was genuinely getting angry at a young man one time because he was just, I don't know what he was doing. I was like, why are we going so long? Like, I'm finished. Get off me. Anyways, I was very upset. I was like literally angry. And he just kept going like, do you like that? I'm like, no, I don't like it. I'm finished. Stop now. I'm tired. I'm old. Masturbation is a great stress reliever. It is. Sir, finish up. I've got snacks to eat. I really didn't feel like that. I was just like, if you don't get out of me right now, this is too much. Like, I'm tired. And also I'm hot. Like I'm warm. I'm gonna need you. But here's the thing. In my older age, like I'm getting more and more to where I'm just very vocal about like being finished. Like I don't bother anymore with trying to pretend like I'm still into it. Like now I'm like, okay, well, you have about 45 seconds because I'm finished. And they're like, what? Really? I'm like, yeah, I'm finished. Chop, chop, hun. So, Emily, I can't believe I said that out loud. If you don't get out of me right now. Um, and then, like, so, the saddest, like, one of the worst dating stories I have, like, not worst, but like saddest, and I was really into her a lot. She was glorious, curvy, which, as we all know, I like curves and I like meat. I like meat on the bones. And she was really pretty. And I say was like she's dead. I hate that we do that. She is because she's still alive. Anyways, but the only thing that kept me from actually like continuing to date her is that her mother was really sick, and I know a lot about people in that state, and I did not trust that because I'm not a forever person. And so I looked at it as I did not want to become like her rock in a situation where I would feel like I couldn't leave. I'm not a stay forever person. I am not. I'm definitely not a relationship stay forever. I'm not gonna get married. I'm not. I already did it once. It's not me. It's not my thing. I applaud everybody who it is for, but it is not for me. I don't want you to live in my house. I don't even like it when people stay over. If I could afford to get a 2-bedroom apartment, well, actually 3 bedrooms, because one would be my filming room, then one would be my bedroom, obviously, and then the other would be the sex room, because I don't even like it when my room smells like when my bed smells like anybody else. Like even if they just sleep there, I'm like, That's how I feel about it. Yeah, so Emily, I just looked at it as like I knew she was going through hell, and I actually met her on a dating site. I think I met her on like Bumble, maybe Hinge, I'm not sure. But I just realized that like she was an amazing person. She was beautiful, but I just knew, I was like, I'm not going to be able to be there for her. And I know me, I know who I am, and I know how I behave. And I know that if we kind of got a little bit serious and something went terrible for her mother, I wouldn't be able to like break things off, but I would be like distant. And so, I guess I'm a serial ghoster, which is really shitty, but I don't do it on purpose. It's more like I have not figured out the words to say where it's like, I don't want to date you anymore, without saying it just like that, because I'm an asshole is the problem. Like, I just don't know how to say it without being like a total dick. And I feel like I'm always just a dick when I'm trying to break it off. I'm just like, ugh. So I tend to be a person who does like dumb shit where I try to make the other person feel like they're breaking up with me. And they're like, I don't think we should see each other anymore. Like I did with my ex-husband. Like, I just waited for him to say it. He's like, I think maybe we should get divorced. I was like, you are right. I will move my stuff out tomorrow. Deuces. And that's why I say deuces at the end of my videos. I think it would have been selfish to stay. I think what you did was the hardest thing ever, but the right choice. It was. I'm not like a saint or anything. I just looked at it as, I know that I'm the kind of person who would stay with somebody, and like it would be wrong for me to do that. When I got ill and started needing a wheelchair, I gave my boyfriend the option to leave because I know he didn't sign up for this. I was running 18 miles a day and then went hospitalized for 2 weeks. Oh my gosh, holy shit. How are you doing now, BT dubs? But yeah, so that was good. And then, like, I date in a weird, like little fashion. I just date. Do y'all see him? It's not me. He's just humping. I don't know what's going on with him. He's just randomly started getting humpy. I think it's like he still undiagnosed. Jesus. But yeah, I mean, I think that like right now we're all inside and I'm like looking out and I'm like, okay, well, I guess my boo's got to be out there somewhere. They just quarantined. They don't have a clue what's wrong with me, but I have lots of specialist appointments and tests. You know what? That's why, like, so that's gonna be like one of the worst. I don't even know. Like, that's gonna be so fucking hard. I couldn't imagine like going through that shit. Let me sit this way, and then you can like, can you? Okay, there. That way he can just like lean all the way on me. Because he's like he gets very upset about his bedtime because it's like 9:27. He gives me like an extra hour. Night, Kara. And I'm only going to be on here for a few more minutes, but what I'm going to try to do, like, if y'all will let me know a good time for like our horror chat, like our horror movies, like I'll try to like post it so we can all watch a movie together, and then it'll be fun. There are people talking a lot of stuff, and I'm trying not to spread fear, so I don't want to talk about it. But there's folks saying that we're all going to be quarantined, like regardless of if we want to be. Tomorrow, an announcement is coming, so I have no idea. I don't know how I feel. Like I don't know how I feel with this eyeshadow look I did. It's okay. I think I can make it better. It's all right. Bye, y'all. Barry, we're talking about the S word, so I'm sure you do have to go. So go S word. Go S word, Kara. Go F word, Kara. I don't know. I'm sorry. Oh, shit. Everything you do kills me. You look fierce. Oh, Emily, thank you. These ones got out of hand today. And I was like, oh, well, that's what we're going to do. I think y'all got Kara hot and bothered. We didn't. You did. I threatened my husband and told him I will lock his ass out of my house if he tells me one more conspiracy theory. Yeah, I'm being very careful about looking at all this stuff because it's just going to stress me out. I don't have the time or energy to be like massively stressed out like that. So inside the makeup drawer, I really don't even have words for that. I literally don't know what I would do. Yeah. Oh, Barry, that's not even the sex conversation. That's like part of it. You haven't really delved into it. But I'm sure did you see the one about the unpeeled carrot? Because that was fun. Listen, as an American, I feel like it's very important that they explain to us that unpeeled carrots exist and what it looks like, because I was like literally over there. Like, you guys heard me say that in if you watch that video, you probably heard me say it because I was just like joking around. I was just like, did that happen to you in the war? It rhymes with circumcision. I just left off the C. That's not a rhyme. But yeah, so they really need to because since we just regularly do that, and especially in America, just just snip snip on the boys, they should really tell us about the unsnipped and show us pictures of the unsnipped so that we are aware and not at all confused. I think my favorite part of that story is that the friends asked you about it and then you all razzed it. Yeah, because I didn't know about that. I didn't know it existed. Have you seen African men take the full carrots off? Girl, no. What? The whole carrot? Why? I mean, I don't know where to stand on either side. Because I don't have one, so I don't feel like I have a dog in that race. So I just leave it alone. Um, because I mean, I don't have a dingle dangle. I don't have a carrot. So I don't feel like I need to be talking about it, like whether or not it should or shouldn't be. But I'm just saying that they need to, as part of our education, they should show us one with the peel. That's all. Just show it. Just show it unpeeled, like so we know. Like, oh, I freaked out when my ex-husband whipped his out and it wasn't. I had no idea because it's normalized here. I don't give a damn either way, but it does need to be more normalized. Yes, Kelsey, it does. Because here's the thing. You're looking at it and you're like, and here's it. And if you do the mouth things, if you do mouth things to carrots, this is so out of hand. But if you do mouth things to carrots, you are concerned that there's like a problem, so you don't do the mouth things because you COS, you get the carrot. Not everyone can get it done as infants due to medical reasons. Yes, and that's the thing. So I don't feel like everybody needs to have it, I guess, but it doesn't matter to me either way. Now that I know, like once I knew about it, I don't get surprised by it now. But it was like quite a shock the first time, and I was just like, I don't say anything about his broken carrot. That'll make me an asshole. So there's that. Y'all, there's probably crumbs in this couch that he is licking right now. It's hurting my feelings. Because I'd be eating anywhere. But I had pho today. I honestly have to have almost everything delivered at this point. What the fuck is that? I do the same thing. I just looked at it. I was like, well, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to hurt his feelings. When you get merch, not if, you need carrot merch. Oh my God. It's just got a carrot. It just says unpeeled carrot. Unpeeled carrot. It's a turtle. Yeah. It's like, it's so weird because I've considered having a Patreon to just talk about like sex stuff, because it's a place where you can talk about sex stuff. Because there's so much stuff that as a woman, we just weren't, like not just sex, but like sex and body stuff that we just weren't apprised of and prepared for as women. Right. So like there's little things that you didn't know were going to happen to you, like that you were going to get gray hair downstairs. Never occurred to you that would happen. It's just like growing facial hair. Like it never occurred to you that you would have a mustache if you didn't have a mustache. Like, there's just so many things as a woman and getting older and just like sex stuff that like nobody told you or tells you. And it's just so weird. And like that, like, and there's other things too. Like for instance, when people talk about being bi, or even gay, like that sex is not always involved in your sexuality. Does that make sense? Like there are people who like a certain sex but don't like sex, and like that's not talked about. I mean, I do, but it's fine. All my boys had it done, and the healing process was awful, and I felt so fucking bad. Oh, my son was done as soon as he came out. I couldn't do it to him. Endo should be more highlighted too. I had no idea it was a thing. Yes, endometriosis is really something that needs to be talked about because there are so many women suffering from it. And I think one of the worst things about it, especially my age, like now they're doing a little bit more about it than they used to. But when you're young, you don't realize, like, you don't understand, and nobody's helping you with your like extremely weird, erratic period. Like your period is not normal. It's not normal. So and there's a lot of gross things about it that I don't want to get into it here, but it's so abnormal. And you just feel like that's what, and when I talk to the doctors, they would just be like, oh, it's just heavy, or like what, they wouldn't really do anything. And so for me, one of the worst parts about all of that was just if I had wanted to have children, it would be horrible for me right now. It would be horrible because I can't have children due to my endometriosis, but I would have had a chance in my younger years to be able to have children if I wanted to, like, birth a child, which is never a dream for me. But if I wanted to birth a child, I would never have had a chance in my younger years because they didn't know what the fuck this was. And they just kept telling you, like, oh, you're just having a heavy period, just do this. And you just, like, the pictures that I got of my ovaries when the first time, the only time so far that I've had all this cleaned out, which it's around time to do it again. But when I had all this cleaned out and all the shit scraped off of my, like, ovaries and all that shit, it was gross. But to see all that and realize that, like, your ovaries have been fucked up for, like, ever, like, it's very frustrating, you know? Emily, hell yes. As someone in that part of the asexual, pansexual spectrum, I wish more people would talk about it. Yes, because here's the thing. I love women. I enjoy my time with women. I don't want to have sex with women. And I have an unusual situation where, well, I'm a top, and that's probably part of the problem. Anyways, but I have an unusual situation where I go for periods where I am, in fact, asexual. I'm literally just coming out of that. Where, like, I have very highly sexual periods where I'm just like, I want to have sex, blah, blah, and I'm just all the time. And then I have, and it's not like, oh, it's a couple of days. It's months where I literally don't think about sex. I don't want sex. The thought of sex makes me grossed out, all of it. And then it flips back around. So I never know where I stand. And that's why I always call myself a whatever sexual, because I don't feel like I need to call myself pan. I don't feel like I have to say anything specific about my sexuality sometimes, but I feel like I'm in a weird space because I just like a person and I date a person regardless. I don't care. Like, if you are kind to me and we're having a good time, that's what we're going to do. I don't care. But, like, I think one of the reasons, there's a few reasons why I'm not really relationshipy. And I don't really do, like, the full on long-term monogamy because I can't. Like, I get bored, not with you, but with, like, I have so many different flip-flops on how I'm feeling that who wants to be with somebody who for like 3 or 4 months is just like, I don't want to have sex at all. I don't want to have sex. I don't want to kiss. I don't want to touch. I don't want you to touch me. I don't want you to look at me. I just leave me the fuck alone. We're going to be roommates for like 3 months. And then when I'm active again, then it's going to be fine. I was told I would not be able to have kids as I got older, so I had them young, pissed my family off. But at 32, when I lost the choice to have kids, I'm glad I had them young. Fuck yeah. I've had 2 operations and go for injections every 10 weeks. I would bleed for 19 days. Ugh. I think I stayed undiagnosed for so long as they put it down to my endo, but it was something as well. Oh my gosh. I just wish more people would be open to the fact that sexuality is fluid, changing, and you don't have to live in a... Yes, Emily. I really wish that, because I got a lot of flack from some people in the community because I was dating someone who was trans for a little while. And it was really weird because they were like, well, but like he was a she. I'm like, does it, what? It was just weird to me. I got flack for it. I just date. And then I get a lot of flack from people in the community because I won't specifically identify, because I won't just say like, well, then you're not bi if you don't like to do this thing. And I'm like, okay, but I enjoy time with women. I don't want, like, it's so weird. I'm like, I do you, you don't do me. Like, when it comes to women, I'm like, I do you, you don't do me. That's how it works. That's how it works. But like, and I'm a dog, like, I'm just a very sexually fluid person. I don't care. I sometimes I'm very gender fluid. Like, if you look at sometimes like my Instagram, you can tell at times. And I think that's why I have an easier time identifying people who are gender fluid, because I can see me, like, I can see that it's the same thing. So like, so if you look at some of my Instagram posts, you'll see where I go through moments or times, like especially my fashion ones, of times where I'm very not feminine. Like I'm not doing the whole feminine thing. And even when I am doing the feminine thing, there's like a art to it that isn't necessarily like, oh, I'm a girl. Like there's just times I'm just like, oh, I'm not in the mood. Like, so I've always had problems with that. My family has no idea I'm fluid, had to hide it. Oh my gosh. Being a bisexual woman, I was never taken serious by gay women. I was always looked at as someone that was experimenting. I was like, no, I love men and women, fuck, and no, not at the same time. Yeah, so it's very, and that's why, like, when I am dating, I don't. So, and this might trigger some people, and if you're watching the replay, you're totally entitled to disagree with me. I don't believe that people who are trans have to disclose. I don't believe it. The person that I was dating, I was actually annoyed that they did disclose. I didn't know that they were trans at the time. I just thought he was a guy. It was fine. And he is a guy. But, he felt it necessary to say something. But he had a very supportive family and all this stuff. And I looked at him, I said, I don't want to be rude and I don't want to sound, weird about this, but you literally never had to tell me that. It never made a difference to me. I feel like if that kind of shit makes a difference to you when you're seeing somebody, and again, I'm a radical ass person, but I feel like if that kind of shit makes a difference to you rather than the person themselves, then you have other shit you got to work on. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it just looks like if it makes a difference to you, then why, what is the point in finding a person? Why would you say that it's the person that matters, but still like shit on somebody and be like, oh, no, you're not, like, I can't be with you anymore because you used to be a woman. And like, but he's not now. And honestly, I never would have known. Like, I never would have known. We would have just been fine. It didn't occur to me to care. It was fine. Yeah, fuck transphobia. I don't get it, because there's transphobia within the community and people don't realize that. There's transphobia within the community. There's a lot of transphobia actually within the community, because there are a lot of people who don't, they just don't. Here's the thing about the LGBTQI community is there's a lot of old guard still in it, right? So I've always been very, very fluid. And like, that's why I say I have the one video that I hid and made private, and it was my coming out video. And it's because I came out as gay and I was like, I'm not a lesbian. I like everybody. But I just realized I realized that my sexuality is just very, very different from a lot of, like, not very different from a lot of people. I realized that mine is a lot of people, there are probably a lot of people like me, but we just don't have a term. Because you say fluid, but what does fluid actually mean, right? It's like, well, yeah, I have fluid sexuality, I do what I want, but but then it's like, well, I'm also asexual, but then other times I'm sexual. I have all these things. But to me, a person is a person, a human being is a human being. I fall for a person. If you happen to be a chubby ginger, well, that works out for both of us, doesn't it? But to me, I just never like labels. And so there's probably comments all around YouTube where I've said something where I'm like, I'm a whatever sexual. And I say that, and I mean that. I'm a whatever sexual. I'm whatever floats my boat in that moment is what's happening for me. Okay. I literally cannot fathom why hate exists and why it matters. I don't get it either. I agree. I don't think you have to disclose as a trans person. I'm sure a lot of people disagree, but I'm with you, Audra. I just don't think you do. I don't think that you do. I don't think it fucking matters, because here's the only time that anybody discloses is if you are so close with your family and maybe they're not acknowledging it and they still have pictures of you when you were your opposite sex, right? So the problem with that's the only time you would, right? But for when I was dating him, his entire family accepted it, and they did not, like, when I went to his house and all that kind of stuff, they did not have stuff up showing like him when he was her. You know what I mean? They didn't have any of that. So it was literally, we could have been together for 25 years and I never would have, I never would have known. The reason that we broke up was because of me, because I cannot just like stay with one person for eternity. That's not me. That's not how I operate. It doesn't make me like, it makes me uncomfortable. And also he wanted, more things than I really was willing to give. I don't ever want to live with somebody. That's not my deal. I don't want to cohabitate ever. I don't want to. I'm a messy person and I like to be able to clean up when I fucking feel like it. And when you're with somebody, they don't like that. Thoughts on Christina Hendricks? Ooh. I don't just have thoughts, girl. She makes my whole world like this kind of, because she's like milky. Oh God, she's milky. She got that skin. Ooh, Lord. I feel like this needs to be discussed more. Be you. You are your own beautiful person. Embrace it. There is no other you in this world. Yes, inside the makeup drawer, exactly. So, like a light ginger. Okay, so like Ed Sheeran red. Like I like that. Like the full on ginger situation where they're like freckles, the whole thing. Yeah. See, so Christina Hendricks like makes like when when everything isn't working and it's like not in the mood, when she shows up, everything is back in the mood. I'm like, well, hello. Didn't see you there, girl. So that's why I like TikTok, because I get to like just be creepy on like massively creepy on gingers like all the time. Like not creepy where I say stuff, but creepy where I'm like, I like your video. You like for your soul to be taken. Girl, get the fuck out of here, Kelsey. But yeah, I mean, I'm a big person. Like I just think, and especially in the Black community, let me just tell you, in the Black community, it is rough to be anything other than straight, especially, and it's not just the Black community, it's also Latino. So people of color, one of the reasons that you see a lot of Black gay men and Latino gay men being extremely feminine, and the same with lesbian women, and it's changing now, but it's going to take time. And also in those communities, being like the lesbian women take on a very butch and male persona, and then you'll see people of color, they'll take on a very feminine persona. Reason being is it's a little easier for your family to take it. It basically, if your family looks at it and they go, well, I mean, he's a she, they'll look at you as a girl. They don't have to think about you being gay. Does that make sense? Like they don't have to think about you being gay. And they could just give you the identity of a female and be able to move forward with it. Now, bringing a significant other over might be more difficult, but that's how. Ooh, yes. Listen. If y'all knew what a creep I am in my real life, like I'm a creep. I am always glad that my windows are rolled up, because I am the New York construction worker that's like, hey, you, like, this is me. I have literally said these things when driving, like, hey, you chubby bitch, come get my car. Like I've said stuff like that. Because I saw this girl and she kind of looked like a chubby Britney Spears. And I said that and I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad my windows are rolled up, because I literally was just like, hey, you chubby bitch, come get my car. Come on. Come get some. So like, that's me. My For You page makes me question my entire existence. Not mine. I'm very happy with mine. I'm like, oh, The ones that I like are the ones with that. Is it that Billie Eilish song? I'm the that one. Oh my god! Almost every TikTok that has that song, I like it. I like it. Oh my gosh, going natural. You guys, before I leave, I just really wanted to thank you guys because I don't know how I got here. I don't know how I got here. I don't know how I've amassed the YouTube family that I have amassed. I don't know what I did. And I since there's very few of us here and I feel very few people are going to watch all this way in the replay. One of my goals, which is it's definitely not going to happen anytime soon. But my goal is because I have a theory about YouTube and how it's going to work in the future. I think it's going to work a little bit more like a regular job and they're not going to do as much AdSense, and the AdSense is more going to be a bonus and you're going to get a regular pay that is going to be based on subscribers and views. It's going to be like a whole thing that they're going to put together and it's going to be like a package. And it's like, if you have this many subscribers and this many views, then you get paid. And it's going to be like little brackets of pay. And then based on like clicks and all this other stuff, then you'll get a bonus on top of that. But that's what I feel like it's going to happen. But I'm hoping at some point to be able to make this a career because one, I'm tired of making money for other people, but a big thing is with my social anxiety, it like in the past few years, it has become increasingly more and more difficult for me to get out of my house and get out into the world. It drains me so much. And I hate talking about it is very taxing. I'm not going to cry on YouTube. It is very taxing. Like the strength and will that it takes to like deal with people all day and smile at them and have conversation. I just don't have it. Like it just starts to like take me down and it becomes just increasingly more stressful for me. And I hate that. So it's like, I feel terrible because there's so many people right now who are just like getting cabin fever and they're hating the quarantine. And I'm over here like, this is my life. Like on my weekends, I shit you not, I spend 98% of my time in my home. The other 2% is me taking Bo out for walks or me going out with my mom, but I do not, I cannot. Whether you believe in this or not, I'm an empath. And so I take on a lot of other people when I'm out in public, and it's moss. It becomes too much. If somebody's angry, I can feel their anger and it just becomes so stressful for me. And so to be able to like work within my home and be able and be charged, so it would make it easier for me to go out into the world. That's all. Audra, I want to thank you. It's currently 3 a.m. in the UK, and it gets hella lonely with insomnia, but I feel immensely comforted and so less lonely because of you coming live tonight. You rock. Oh, it's makeup drawer. I'm so happy I could do that. Like, I want to move to the UK, actually. I did want to go there. Pain water. Mine has gotten worse as I've gotten older too. Yes. Yes, I understand that so very much. I feel you. I don't ever leave the house. I only go grocery shopping. Oh my gosh, it's so nice to see like all y'all have that. Like, because it's just, my home is my sanctuary. It is. I have spent so many years having to work in public and be nice and do all these things. It's moss. It's moss. It's too much. Like it sucks the life out of me. The longer that I have to go outside, the more irritated and frustrated I am. Like I literally, I think one of the reasons that my lives are so sporadic and I just randomly do them, especially on weekdays, is because the stress of the day got to me, and I just needed to talk to my friends. Like, I just needed to get out here and talk to my friends and just hang out with people and like be able to relax for a little bit. I worked at a customer service job for 7 years. I left that in May 2019. If I was still at that shithole job and everything was with Ms. Rona happened, I'd be so mad at myself for not leaving sooner. Oh my gosh, Emily. Yes, bitch. I'm so happy for you. Life is too short. And that's the thing. Life is too short for you not to go for your dreams. Cause like, but it's also long as fuck, right? So because I started looking at things and going, you know, I'm not going to have a retirement plan. Like, as an American, there's not an America. Everything is all bullshit. IRA, stocks. It's all stocks, right? That people can take from you. So like right now, there are people losing a shit ton of money because our economy is going in the trash. So I looked at it and I was just like, you know, I just want to enjoy what I do. And I'm a creative person. And I've always set out to do creative things, right? Like, I was a theater nerd. I sang. I was in bands for a little while. Then I studied film. You know, these are the things that I did. I wrote like really horrible YA fiction when I was, you know, a young adult. And I've always I've always leaned in creative directions, which is one of the reasons why I didn't finish college, because I was just like, I'm a creative bitch, and I feel like I'm about to spend a lot of money to be creative, and I'm not gonna be able to pay it back unless I suddenly became famous. And I was like, I don't foresee that I'm gonna become famous as soon as I'm finished with college. So, you know, I don't have that kind of money to pay back. I'll just be creative. So I started this channel for like there were 3 ways before, and I actually started this before I even knew that you could make money on YouTube. I started it the first way as an escape from my marriage. And then the next way was just to be able to have people, like friends to hang out with and talk to, because I have friends in real life, and I always I feel like they're just like, one of my best friends in the entire world, named Trista. I always feel like she's just gonna get tired of my shit. You know, she's gonna get tired of the fact that like I never go do anything. Like, people's birthdays come, I can't go. And I feel terrible, but I'm like, I cannot go. I can't go. I can only go out when I have like literally no warning. If you want me to go out, like, you have to just be like, hey, do you want to go do this? And I'll be like, yes. If I don't have to think about it, it's fine. Like, if I never think of it, but if you try to put it in advance, if you want me to go out into the world in advance, bitch, it's not going to happen. I'm going to find a gazillion reasons why I cannot leave my house. I really am. There's going to be 17,000 reasons why I can't leave my house. I am loving this lipstick, by the way. This is the Fenty Beauty. I don't know what color it is right now because I don't want to get up and grab it, but I have agoraphobia with my anxiety disorder along with other shit. But yeah, I get it. That's why I broke down about my filming phone. I felt dumb, but it's deeper than that for me. Yes, boo. That's why I'm trying to go live as much as possible, because I know that you are in a situation where you just like, you can't go out and see the people. So I'm peopling for you. Oh, and we need to download Marco Polo. It was a food industry job, so I would have definitely lost my job last week. Yes. I've lost so many friends because of that reason too. It sucks. It does. Don't feel dumb. Yeah. So Kelsey, you shouldn't feel dumb over the phone thing. It's not dumb. Like, I don't know what I would do if all of this shit broke down, because I would have no way to talk to anybody. I wouldn't say I am agoraphobic. I'm quite borderline. The therapy that I do partake in is either online or by phone. And so, you know, they're always trying to, one of my therapists, I have a couple because I speak to two different people, for different things, right? Because there's people specialize in things, and so it's really good to specialize. Like, there's one for family shit, and then there's just like one for like my general bullshit. And both of them were like, have you tried seeing if you're autistic? No, I'm fine, thank you. And again, not because there's anything wrong with it, but because I'm like, what difference does it make to me now? But I just don't. there was a period of time where I actually got really, really worried because I wasn't leaving my house almost at all. And so aside, like I would literally go to work and come home and go, and then I have my groceries delivered. I was having everything delivered. And that's where these delivery services do come in handy. You know, that's, you know, I'm not like anti-logistics. I work in logistics. We keep the world running. But that's one of the things I love about it is it's a growing industry. And I love about like what I love about it right now is that, you know, as I started to get more and more withdrawn, and unable to like participate in being out in the world, stuff is delivered and I can, you know, still have things. Ooh, it's starting to warm up. I can still have things and get things without having to like be out with everybody because it stresses me out. I have lost people too because of being at home so much, and now people don't want to be seen with me in my wheelchair walking stick. The fuck? Who cares? I used to have the biggest crush on this guy at my bar he was in a wheelchair, and I just thought he was so fucking fine. He was like bald and he was so cute. But then he talked and I didn't like his voice. That's actually what ruined it, was his voice. He had like you know how David Beckham is so fine, but he has a Mickey Mouse voice? That was the same thing. Everyone's lives and videos has helped so much. Peopling without going out and really putting myself out there. Yes, and that's what I'm loving about this. Like, I love YouTube because I can people, I can hang out, I get that human interaction that I require, but without actually being with you. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to have you next to me. I don't have to have your energy transferring to me. But yeah, I just wanted to thank all of you guys so much, because without you guys, I don't know where I'd be. Like I've been able to like just unload shit and talk about my life and talk about like all the things that are going wrong and all the things that are going right, my successes, my wins. Like I feel like we win together. And I really wasn't ever expecting to like have my channel go where it's gone. I really just thought it was going to stay like the super duper small channel forever. And I was fine with that. And now it's like kind of moving to a stage where I've set some goals, not goals that are like stressful or anything, but I've set some goals and some priorities and things that I want to happen. And I hope that they happen, because I'm just not like, I don't know how much more I have left to be able to like keep going out into the world to work. I don't know how much I have. So I'm stressed. Like that actually does stress me out, because I'm wondering how many more years I can keep going out into the world before it's just too much for me. I am so grateful for you all. I'm grateful for you, Kelsey. Like, bitch, I'm here because of you. You're one of the reasons I'm here. Like, you got me into doing some makeup. I started YouTube for company, but I can stay at home with that company. Yes. Adore you all. Virtual hugs. I'm so grateful for everyone in this chat, and so glad I made a channel a year ago now. I know. Can y'all believe it? So my channel has been around since 2016, and it's had so many like different little iterations of shit that I've been doing. But I always started in beauty, and I've always been beauty, but I just like slid into subscription boxes. Oh my God, you guys, all these fucking sub boxes that I like thought that I had canceled. I got a Pop Sugar box. I need to go cancel that shit, because that Pop Sugar box was hot garbage. I'm getting a Try Beauty box. That one I can't cancel it because it's 100% owned by women and persons of color. So I'm keeping that. And it's also not every month. So there's that. All right, guys, I am going to go and watch whatever the fuck movie I'm about to watch. And then I'm going to work on, I think, Jen Loves Reviews is going to be live tomorrow. So like, let's all hang out. If you watch Jen Loves Reviews, please come hang out and watch that. And then I'm going to work on the Netflix party, and I might see if I can kind of fuck with it tonight. If any of you are still awake after like this is over, then like join it and see. I'm going to see if, like, where I put the link. I might message y'all on Instagram or something. We'll see. But we'll see what we can do. I'm going to see if I can I'm going to start trying to watch The Collector and see. So I love you guys. Have a good night. Stay safe out there. Hand sanitizer. I'm not going to tell you all to wash your hands because we should have been doing that in the first place. I'm not ever going to end with that. Fuck that. All right. Good night. Deuces. I love you guys so much. You're amazing.